everyone watching the Plain Talks. I'm Bronwyn Swinton.
And I'm Nikita Arendse.
And today on the couch we have Mr. Ashwin Johnson. Welcome, so how are you today?
I'm well, yourself?
We're fantastic because you're here today.
Awesome.
So before we start with all the questions, we're going to start with the childhood. So tell us, what was it like growing up in Mitchell's Plain?
Okay, growing up in Mitchell's Plain was very challenging. I was reared by a single mother who worked singly for me, and it was extremely challenging. I attended the former Walter Freedom Primary School, that is now currently the Mitchell's Plain School of Skills. I was a very rebellious child because of me not having a father that was present in my life. I would do things on school. They would call in my mother, and she just wouldn't fend for me. So I grew up fending for myself, and with this fending for myself, whoever said or whoever done, I defended myself against that. And that is what people highlighted as rebellion. I didn't stick to rules. I've always moved outside of rules, and yeah, so life was challenging. There was a time that I thought I'm not going to make it in Mitchell's Plain, but time had a good story to tell.
So, like, how was it like growing up with a single mother? Because a lot of people have, like, look, I have a father and a mother, and you go in class and then they talk about, oh, no, my daddy's going to do this for me, da, 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 da. Especially with, like, technology projects and stuff. So how was it like growing up with a single mother?
In all honesty, my mother wasn't a very supportive mother. If I come home with projects, I had to do it all by myself. Growing up without a father was extremely challenging. I didn't have anybody to show me how a screw must be put in. I didn't have anybody to show me how a drill works, right? But I had someone to show me what it is to wash up, what it is to wash your own clothing, what it is to iron for yourself. That was the benefit of growing up with a single mother. Then when my friends at school, my peers, were speaking about their fathers, I could never join in on the conversation. But to an extent, I never felt bad about that, because where he was at the present time, he still made contact. And I always looked forward to that. So it was like he was present, but he also wasn't present.
So, like, tell me, now that we speak about present like fathers and mothers and things, how important do you think it is for, like, not just yourself, but like everybody else to have that connection with their parents?
It is of vital importance. I believe that a child should grow up with both his or her parents. If there is circumstances where the child cannot grow up with both parents, the advice that I would give to single parents is that at least have a good relationship with each other for the sake of your child.
And didn't you have any siblings?
From my father's side, I've got siblings. I've got an elder sister, and then I've got a younger brother and a set of twins.
And how did that relationship affect you?
To be honest, my father was absent for a long time out of my life. I never knew that I had siblings until the day that he was released from prison, and then each Sunday they would come and knock on my grandmother's door. This is your child, Mr. Adams. This is your child, Mr. Adams. Wow. So yeah, now I got to know my siblings, and we've got a good relationship going.
Wow, that's amazing. So how was it like just like out of the blue, I have a brother? What? How did that, like, how was your reaction to that?
Because I'm a family-orientated person, to me it was exciting. I'm not alone. Yeah, I actually have someone that I can go to. I can my sister Titirup van ses ouras my, and I've got a younger brother, but for my would say Putta. So it was good. The feeling was good.
Yes. So you were talking about before this, you said you were like a rebellious child. How did this affect you?
How did this affect me? There was, in Mitchell's Plain, like, we've got a lot of gangsterism happening. There was a time that my mother felt, I can't deal with this child anymore. This child needs to be placed into some other care. This child needs to be placed either in a facility or that. She then made contact with one of my father's sisters who tried to give her the advice of placing me in a facility. She got the numbers and everything. She knew which social worker to contact and that to place me into a child center. That was something that I didn't want. I'd never wanted to be away from my mother, because the message that she always gave to me was, we are alone. So I felt the need to protect her, and in return, she needed to protect me. But her being an introvert, right, and not defending me when it was necessary for her to defend me. I felt the need of protecting her.
Yes. So like, how did this affect you? Like, after she wanted you to like move away. Yes, you said that you wanted to like. She said that you wanted to protect you. Like you wanted to protect your mother. So how did it feel for you to move away from your mother and things?
Okay, then she asked some family members for assistance, and then she sent me, they agreed, and then I went to stay with my aunt and my uncle in Lente here. So here it is, the family home that I'm growing up in, and that it benefited me so much more. They took my entire responsibility, her entire responsibility. They sent me to school. They paid my school fees. I finished my matric. I grew up in their home where where they had 3 children and grandchildren, and their children were like my siblings. We called each other brother and sister in the house, you know. So I had a taste of what it was to have a single mother with no siblings, and what it was to live in a family setup.
Yes.
Okay. So being away from your mother, wasn't there that time where you felt like I have to change now in order to make things better for myself and my mother?
Definitely there was that feeling. At a very young age, I decided to surrender to God, right? I think it was at the age of 13. At this time, what I did was I never mixed with young people my age. I always sat amongst the elders, because I believe that is where the wisdom and the knowledge was shared. And that is where I learned a lot of things. That is why today even a lot of young people say, this is an old soul. But that's fine. I know what I've learned. I know the benefit of sitting around with the elders and that. So yeah, the positive influence comes from that.
Wow. Yo, Bronwyn, I'm enjoying this conversation.
It's very interesting. So when you were the older people than you, how did it feel like being the youngest around them? Did you feel like, oh no, I don't belong here, or did you feel like they're there to support you?
I felt that they were there to support me, because at the time during my schooling I didn't have a lot of friends. My life was going to the religious building, attending youth, and that was my friends. The youth people, they were my friends, so it would only be on a Friday or during the week that I would see them. But furthermore, it was just school, and I was at home. So being amongst the eldest was a good thing. They visited more and they shared a lot more.
We're just going for a quick break, but we'll be back. Guys, we're not leaving Mr. Johnson. You stay on that seat.